Well, hello everyone. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to Fast and Fun Projects with Noreen. I am Noreen. I am Noreen Smith. I'm the Product Development Creative Manager with Creative Memories. And as always, it's been a couple of months now since we've been doing this. Every Wednesday, I have the pleasure of getting together with you to create some fast and fun projects, just like the name suggests. So today is Wednesday, December 7th, and I can't believe we're into December already. And I'm going to be working on my 8x8 December album. So it's going to be lots of fun. I'm just going to look at some comments here and see if we have anybody joining me. I'm seeing some YouTubers watching. Gina's here from Colorado, Kylie from Australia, BT from Illinois, and then we've got Judy from Boston, some other gals hopping on with the Facebook group. So you might be watching this live stream in the Facebook group, the Creative Memories Virtual Crop Facebook group, or you may be watching it on the Creative Memories YouTube channel. And I always mention that no matter which place you're watching from, you'll want to go over to the opposite place and make sure that you've either, subscribed to the YouTube channel and rung the little bell for notifications so that you get notified when a live stream happens or when we post something new. And then if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you head over into the Facebook Virtual Crop Facebook group so that you can see everything that's going on there. And of course, we've got Virtual Crop coming up this weekend, so you'll definitely want to be part of the Virtual Crop Facebook group so that you can get all of the details. Now, as I was just chatting, a huge amount of gals just joining us here. We've got Central Florida and Minnesota. Ellen's here from New Mexico. Hi, Ellen. Good to see you. We've got Fenda from Maryland. Let me see who else. We've got Arizona is here, New York, Boston, all kinds of places. So it's always such a pleasure that everybody hops on and joins me. And of course, if you're watching this on the replay a little bit later on, glad that you could do that as well. So again, watching the replay in the Facebook group or on the YouTube channel. And you can always go back and watch previous Fast and Fun Project live streams as well, because they're all recorded and housed in the Facebook group and on the YouTube channel. So if you missed one, no worries, you can go back. All right, well, so many ladies, I shouldn't just say ladies, there could be a few gentlemen out there. If there's any gentlemen joining us, make sure you let us know. But lots of people joining us. And I want to get right into it because we have a super, super busy day. I'm going to try and create 6 to 7 pages in my holiday 8x8 album. And I do want to let you know a couple of things as we go through. So we've got lots going on today. We might be a little bit longer than our 30 or 40 minutes. We might be a little bit more close to, 45 or 50 minutes today. And we're going to be working in our albums today, next Wednesday, which is December 14th, and the following Wednesday after that, December 21st. So we're going to be devoting all of our Fast and Fun projects from now until Christmas time to finishing pages in our albums. Hello, everyone. So nice to see you as well. Thanks so much for joining me. Okay, so let's go ahead and let me flip you over to my table. And I just want to start by kind of recapping where we're at. So I mentioned that if you haven't joined me for all of the Fast and Fun projects, you can always go back. And this particular Fast and Fun project we did at the end of October. We had actually created a little Halloween album together. So you might remember that. And we used the 8x8 Fast Album Formula, which is a handout that you can download, and you'll get the cutting guide and 6 different sketches for your layout. So I created the Happy Hauntings album with you, but I also shared with you that I was creating this little book with seasonal sightings to use for my holiday album. So we talked about that a little bit, and I showed you some of the base pages. This was a special edition seasonal sightings, seasonal trees, album. But if you didn't get that, of course you can use your 8x8 album pages, which are always available. And you can also use the 8x8 albums. Now we have 4 of them as part of the core collection. So here's the cranberry. And of course ruby is the name of the book cloth. Cranberry is the cardstock color that's very similar. So you can get the ruby, cobalt, ebony, and chocolate. So hopefully one of those will work for you. And again, you can do these with any collection. So I had also done up a little sample with Joy to the World. So I know that that's in the December deals. So you might want to order yourself a little album and some paper and get your 8x8 holiday album all set up. Now, if you didn't already download the Fast Album Formula handout, you will find the link to it in the description. So if you're watching on Facebook, the description is up above this video. And if you're watching in YouTube, then the description will be down below. Okay, so make sure, and you don't have to go and get it now, but have a look in the description on either platform. Go and get your Fast Album Formula, and you might also want to watch where I put this together. Okay, so I have my base pages. You probably already saw that I've got a few things kind of ready to go in here, but I've got all of my base pages done, and I had 4 pieces of 4x6 designer paper, patterned paper left over. So I'm going to be using those as well. And if you have additional supplies, you might want to pull out more of the same paper that you use inside your album. So I use seasonal sightings. I've got some of my scraps here that I can use. I've also got some of the seasonal sightings variety mat cards. Those are going to come in handy. Of course, the stickers. I love the stickers. They're a one and done solution because you get the border stickers, all the icon stickers, and then some title stickers. I do have some of the beautiful laser cut borders. So we're going to talk about using these 12x12 borders in our 8x8 albums. And of course, I have some of the embellishments, and I love these with some of the gold detailing on them. So you'll definitely want a little bit of extra paper and some embellishments. I've also pulled some cardstock, so you might see me over the next 3 weeks use any or all of these cardstock colors. I've got dark green, I've got the red, and I've got cranberry. So all of those coordinate with seasonal sightings. So that's why I've got them handy. And then what else do I need? I'm going to pull out some Peekaboo Pockets. These are so much fun. I'm going to be showing you a few different ways to use them. So if you haven't used them before, we can get the 4x6 or 6x4 size, as well as the 5x7, 7x5 size. Both of those will fit in our 8x8 album. So I've got some Peekaboo Pockets. I'm also going to be using some lined paper. Now, over the last few weeks, we've been using a lot of lined paper. I find it really versatile, especially in a project like this. We're going to use it in a few different ways. So you might want to have some of that. And again, whichever color coordinates with whatever you're working with. I'm going to use white throughout, but you can also get the Spargo and the natural. And then I also might use, I don't know for sure, but I pulled them out. You might remember when we got together and did the envelope and bow creator demo, when I was kind of sharing how to use it. I made a bunch of little pockets, and I made some tags, And I made even a couple of little cards that look like mason jars. And again, if you missed out on that particular Fast and Fun episode, you can go back. That would have been the mid-October, I think around October 17th. So I do have these, and they were all made with seasonal siding. So I'm going to kind of keep them off to the side, and maybe there's a space where I can add a little bow or a tag, or wouldn't one of these little mini pockets or mini envelopes be really, really cute inside our album? So I might use some of those. And then the last thing that I've got handy, and I mentioned these last week, are the December dates circles. And the designers at Creative Memories were good enough to create these for us. It's a free download, and again, you can find them in the description above or below here. And you're just going to go ahead and punch them out with your circle punch. Here it is. I was looking all over for it. So the new circle punch is perfect for this. And I've just got another one over here. I'll just show you. I've already done a bunch of punching. You're just going to kind of trim off the edge there with your scissors. And then you can flip over your circle punch, line it up so that you get a nice even amount of sort of frame. And then you can punch it out. So isn't that fast and easy? And again, all of the colors will coordinate with seasonal sightings. So you'll definitely want to have some of those. You can download them at the link in the description, print them onto some 8.5 by 11 inch cardstock on your home printer, and then you'll be ready to add these either as decorative elements to your pages, or I'm going to show you a fun way that I want to use them this year. And besides going all the way up to 31, just in case you want to document all 31 days in the month, there's also some fun little decorative icons. There's that cute little snowman, for example. So you'll definitely want to download these and have them handy, okay? Now, before, or just as I'm getting myself kind of cleaned up and ready to work here, I just want to mention a couple of things. This album, the whole idea behind documenting, you know, the time in December is as individual as you are. So many people will do what's known as a December daily. And that's an idea originated by a scrapbooker named Ali Edwards. And you can go to her website, aliedwards.com, to read all about it. And then over the years, it's had a multitude of different variations. So December to remember, December days, documenting December, December holiday album, whatever you call it, however you approach it. The whole idea of this is creating a little album or some extra pages in a larger album that help you stay engaged and in the present and enjoying all of the things that are happening in December, not just the big day, right? As many of us are moms, we know that we get so busy and we, get so into making sure Christmas Day is perfect, we forget to enjoy all of the, the lovely little things that happen along the way. So the December days, December daily, documenting December project really helps you sort of stay engaged and be in the present and enjoying all that December has to offer. Okay, so you can do it however you want. Some people will do a photo a day and, we'll use these date circles, with a photo taken on that day, jot down a few words, etc. Other people will tell more of a story approach. Maybe they want to document, Christmases from their childhood or traditions that they've had since their childhood, or special ornaments or special decorations, special recipes that only come out in your family in December. So however you approach this, hopefully some of the ideas I'm going to share with you today and over the next 2 weeks will be helpful. What I'm really going to do today is focus on a title page and the inside of the album itself. Okay? So let's start there. And then as you can see, I've already got some photos and a few things kind of prepared. and I'm hoping to get about 7 pages done. I'm using the side loading 8x8 sleeves, which I love because I can just, tuck all of these little bits and pieces, the photos that I want to use, for example. Once I print them and choose a couple of embellishments, I can just tuck them back inside. And again, when I'm ready to scrapbook, I can just pull it out, finish off the page, and tuck it back inside. Okay, so we'll put these back inside here, and let's talk about the first page, because of course this is where, anybody who looks at your album is going to have the first impression. Now, one of the things I really enjoy about making a small album like this and making a thematic album like this is that I can really play around and create some new and different things. So I'm going to actually teach you how to make this little pocket here. Plus we have a little folder that's going to tuck inside the pocket. And then I'm going to add a peekaboo pocket here to create a bit of a title page. So let's talk about this little pocket first. Now, on all of the Creative Memories albums, on the inside of the title page of your album, you've got a little journaling spot. And I tend to just write, this album was created with love by Noreen Smith, and then kind of the date that I either start or the date that I finish, or if it's a gift album, who it's for. So I've gone ahead and written that, but then I just made this little pocket out of cardstock, and I have this fun little sort of, it's almost like a little mini notebook. And what it is a 6-inch by 12-inch piece of double-sided designer paper, and I've just cut down a mat card on the front. I've got a little calendar inside here, and that calendar is literally right from Canva. So I'm just going to show you here. I went into canva.com and looked for a December 2022 calendar, and I printed it out onto a 4x6 piece of paper, and then I just kind of trimmed it down. You could also take one of the, actually you'd probably need 2 of the Happy Album planner pages, and you could just cut out, kind of however many things, however many boxes you would need. So if we're doing 24 days, you could have, 2 sets of 12. If you're going to do the whole month, maybe you're going to take both pages and, maybe make a little booklet out of those so you can keep it in your little pocket there. And again, the idea of the pocket is that it's just a convenient place to kind of jot down some things. So again, a little title, pretty little title card, a calendar so that I can actually jot down some of the dates of things that I want to remember. I've got some lined journal paper, and then on the back side, I've got 2 more spaces to record some notes, maybe make some lists, all that kind of stuff, and 1 more variety mat card. So I've just scored it. As I mentioned, the size was 6 inches by 12 inches. Then I've scored at 4 inches and 8 inches. And that just becomes a little accordion style book that I can just tuck in that pocket. So let's go ahead and make the pocket, and then we can decorate it and move on to the rest of our title page. All right, so for the pocket itself, here's the measurements. So we're going to start with a 5x7 inch piece of cardstock. You could use pattern paper, but I think cardstock is a little bit more durable. You could also use a little peekaboo pocket here, but I like just, having that extra sort of little bit of color. So again, 5x7. We're going to get out our trimmer and the scoring blade. Flip that out, put the scoring blade in, and let me just move this out of the way here for a moment. And we're going to score on 3 sides at 1/2 inch. Okay, that's going to make the little folded area. So 1/2 inch on 1, 2, and 3 sides. Okay. So we're just going to kind of be able to start seeing that that's the part that's going to fold and attach to our album. Now I'm just going to take my scissors and snip a little bit of the corners away. So you might have made these kinds of little pockets before. This is just going to ensure that the little tabs aren't going to be seen from behind. Okay, so that's the shape of my pocket. Let me get this out of the way now. We won't need that for a little while anyways. And now we can actually go ahead and really score and fold, or crease and fold, I should say, those pieces. Okay, now before we adhere that to our page, let's go ahead and use our circle punch to make a little thumb hole. So I'm just going to line this up with the measurements on my 13 by 13 inch cutting mat. And I'm just going to take a pencil and mark the center. So that's 3 inches. Hopefully you can see that. And then the nice thing about our circle punch is when you turn it over, the manufacturer markings will really help us line that up, get it nice and centered, and make quick work of this. So I'm going to line up this pencil line with that center manufacturing line. And then I've also got kind of 2 little round circles. That's about the halfway mark there as well. So sorry, I'm just going to make sure that looks good. So as I get that all centered, there we go. When I punch it out, I'll have a nice little thumb hole for my pocket. And then the easy trick for this is to use our photo tape. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add photo tape to the back side of our folded tabs. You can just go ahead and trim that off. Okay, and I would go ahead and do that on all 3 sides. And then when I pull off the kind of plastic backing, I'll have a nice long run of tape runner adhesive. And when I flip it over and adhere it, it will work just beautifully. Okay, so photo tape is a great help if you're making that little pocket. So I've also pulled out a few embellishments that I'm thinking will work, and I'm just going to embellish my little pocket there in a moment. But let's talk about the title page itself. So let me see what I've got going here. I'm going to pull out everything from this pocket. Okay. And this is the first page. I'm going to move these things out of the way here. This is going to be my second page. So this is going to be my first page. So just like this. So I've got a photo that I want to use. And remember that our photo mats themselves were 4 inches by 6 inches or 6 inches by 4 inches. So I've already gone ahead and trimmed my photo. This is just a few decorations on our front door. And I liked this photo for this page because I've got the word joy on a sign there. And it kind of echoes, you know, the word Noel here that I've chosen to go in the pocket. So I'm going to go ahead and adhere that. Where's my regular tape runner? Can go right on top of our little mat that we already had on our page. So that's really cute. Now, truly, if that was a regular page, I could just put my number 1 and maybe, you know, I've got a couple of little things that I've pulled out here as possible embellishments. Sorry. There we go. So I could just add, you know, an embellishment, and then that would be done. That page would be done. But I'm going to add a peekaboo pocket, and I'm going to actually cover over the picture with basically the title for my album. So this is one of the Mat Pack Variety Mat Packs. So it's going to go inside the pocket, and that will become a title page, and then I can open it up. And because I see this on the back, I have a piece of cardstock and a piece of lined paper. And then that will be the card. Those will be the layers of the card, basically, that I'll put inside the peekaboo pocket. And then that way it has a title and room for journaling. And then I still get my day 1 photo. So let's go ahead and put this together. Again, I've just trimmed this particular mat card down just by 1/4 of an inch. Moved there as I was adhering or pressing. There we go. And then I'll flip that over, and again, same size of the lined paper, just about a 1/4 inch shy. Don't you know it, of course. Always happens when you're, well, we said last week, anything can and does happen during a Facebook Live. So there we go. I love our tape runner. So quick to do a refill and get back to scrapping. Okay, so that is my title card, and I'm going to put it inside. Now, the adhesive for the Peekaboo Pockets is on the back of the pocket is on the front, basically. So you see how the pocket goes like that? So the adhesive is on the back. So you can do it in a number of different ways. This is pretty much the easiest and most straightforward way. We would just put the card inside the pocket, and then when I slide this page back inside the pocket, the page protector pocket, I'm just going to attach it directly to the page. And then you can see that I've got some area up here that needs a little something. So I did decide that I was going to take some of my little snowflakes, and I'm actually going to adhere them on the outside of the pocket so that they sort of hang over the edge of that Peekaboo pocket. And it almost makes a little sort of lifter. So that's going to go on the front. And then I could put, as I said, this number 1 just up here, but I'm going to use these little circles as page tabs. So here's my number 2. So I'm going to, once I get everything back inside the page, I'm going to place the number 1 on the front of the page protector, flip over the number 2, put it on the other side, and then this is going to be a nice little tab that I can use to flip my page. So that's what I'm going to do. So let's see if we can get this all adhered together. Oh, the other thing though that I was thinking is it needs just a little something up here. And that's what I was thinking about when I was talking about the laser borders. So the laser borders are 12 inches. If we cut them in half at 6 inches, I like the idea of putting one there, not extending across the entire page, just 6 inches. And then it would sort of end with the date circle. So that's what I'm going to do. And then I think I could put the other one down here. So that might be a lot of cardinals, to tell you the truth. So the other thing that you could do is take some of your extra paper. Again, these are 4 by 6, and these were the leftovers from my Fast to Fab 8 by 8 album project. So I'm just going to slice that down, maybe into about, maybe just an inch. I could also, trim it into a border if I was going to use my border maker system. So I could do that as well. But let's just go ahead and get a couple of 1 inch by 6 inch pieces. And if I have 2 of those, I could add 1 to my pocket on that side and 1 to my page on this side. So this is the idea here, just as a little something else. Okay, so I'm just going to add that on directly to my page and directly to the cardstock pocket. And then we'll see how all of this comes together when I get that page back into my page protector. Okay, so how easy is that? Just a strip of paper, literally. Now, the other thing is, even though I really like the idea of putting things on the outside of page protectors, on the outside of pockets, I'm not going to be using a lot of foam squares in this, just maybe 1 or 2 every few pages. So I am going to pop this up with some foam squares, this cute little cardinal here. And oops, that's sticking to me. And I'm just going to cover up that branch just so it looks like there's lots of branches coming out. So I've got that. I've got that. I'm going to add my one. Once I get that into the page protector, I'm going to add this once I get in the page protector, and I'm going to add that. So I think I will add one more of these snowflakes. Sorry, that's going to be like that. Yeah, so I'm just going to add one more snowflake to the actual page before I pop it all in the page protector. Okay, so I'm just going to overlap it. That'll be about there. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to set these 3 pieces aside, and I'll finish that off once I put this page back in the protector. Okay, so on to our next page, the reverse side. And for my day two, I thought that I would just kind of document the weather. So I happened to be driving my son down to his cadet meeting, which is downtown. The Calgary Tower, which is lit by in different colors for different events. It was lit for Christmas. It's alternating between red and green, so it was all red. And you could see how cold it was. It was minus 20 degrees. And it says hazy, but that's really just because there was so much of that sort of cold air crystals, I guess, in the air. So this is really a fast page. I'm going to add my photo here. And I'm just going to take that, again, just as a little bit of an extra sort of, it almost sort of documents the information there for me. I'm just going to slide it in between the mat. And this was actually at about 7 p.m. So you can see there the time. I did a little screenshot of my phone and it captured the time. So I don't need much else there. I think I'm going to put the little snowman. And I don't think I'm going to put him with, attach him with a foam square, because I've already got a little foam square in that same area on the previous page. So he's just going to overlap there. One embellishment, that's all I need. And I'm not going to take the time now, but I can just write a little note about the weather. Okay, so that's the first 2 pages done. I'm going to slip that back inside. And now, before we do anything else, let's finish off the title page here. So I'm going to take, oh, I have to do my journaling on the back here as well. But you can see that I took off the adhesive. So now the adhesive is up along this top edge of the strip. I'm just going to center it and place it right on the page protector. And what I like to do there is just take my little multi-purpose tool and just kind of burnish it and make sure that it's well attached. And also, if you burnish it, you won't see the adhesive in the same sort of way. Now I'm going to add my snowflake on top of my pocket. So I really don't need adhesive on the entire thing because it's going to sort of hang off the edge. And if there's any adhesive that didn't get attached, okay, I can just rub it off with my, oops, sorry, didn't realize that wasn't on camera, but I can just rub it off the back with my finger. So that's that. And now we can go ahead and attach our little tabs. So I'm going to line it up. And I don't want it to, really stick out of the album too much. So most of the circle is going to be on the page. Okay, so I'm attaching the tab, the number or the date circle, onto the outside of the page protector. And then I'm going to attach the other one to the back side and just kind of cover up that circle. Okay, so now I have a nice little tab for my page, day 1, day 2. Now I do have one for day 3, but this is what I was mentioning about how nice it is that the designers have given us some little icons, because the story that I'm telling in this spread and also on this spread isn't specific to a date. So for those days or for those spreads, I can use one of these circles for my tabs. So I'll show you a little bit more what I mean when we get there. But let's go ahead and get day 3 done. You're going to laugh at this photo. Now, I decided December 3rd, Saturday, December 3rd, was the last day that I taught a course. So it's an online course, and it was the final day that we were all together. So this is literally a screenshot of the video. And truly, I tried to get a decent one. That was about as good as it got. But I wanted to document this because, you know, we kind of had a holiday theme to it. It was the final event. So I do want to kind of, you know, make a special note about it. So I've got a silly photo of myself. Because I have antlers, you know, kind of an antler headband there, I thought that would be fun to use the little deer family. So I'm just going to add that right on this little sort of green background, just like they're kind of walking around. And that leaves me some more space up here to journal. Again, if you don't want to use the date circles as the little tabs like I'm doing, you could just add this anywhere on your page, you know, maybe there, and your page is done. It's super, super fast. Okay, so that is that one, and then let's go on to the back side. So that's going to be December 3rd. So for this spread, and I think what I'll do is I'll take out everything in this pocket so that I can work on it at the same time. I'll put these ones off to the side. So for this spread, I'm going to be talking about this idea of, you know, letters to Santa and, you know, what my family is thinking about, wishing for, wanting this Christmas. So we were at an event, and the event itself I'm going to document on the next page. But there was this fun little letters to Santa mailbox. So I snapped a photo of that, and that's going to be my picture here. Again, just printed it out, trimmed it. And I know I'm going to have questions about what kind of photo printer I have. I do have the Epson PictureMate 400, in case you're wondering. And then I have a bunch of these little presents here. So I thought it would be fun. These are from the Seasonal Sightings stickers. I thought it would be fun to just sort of layer these across the bottom here. I might pop one of them up. Something like this. And, you know, anytime I was going through my embellishments and deciding what I wanted to use, it's really easy to just, you know, cut a bunch of the stickers out from the larger sticker sheet and then just tuck them in the pocket. And then I know that I've got them there. All right. So I've just kind of zigzagged those. Where did my foam squares go? Here they are. So I've got just one that I will pop up. And that one can be, you know, maybe down here. Okay, so that page is done. And then this page, I'm going to also create another little pocket. I've actually gone ahead and made 4 tags, one for each of us in our family. And they measure 2.5 inches wide by 5 inches, I think. Yes, by 5 inches. So I just cut 2.5 inch piece of the dark green cardstock, cut it off at 5 inches, and then I used my 3-in-1 bevel tag maker that we talked about last week to punch the 2.5 inch side. So literally just popped it inside there, and I get that fun little punch. So I'm going to ask all 3 of my boys, I say, my husband and my 2 sons, and I'm going to write a little note here too. And I'm going to let them just write whatever they want. It might be things that they want to do this month. It might be gift lists. I know Sam will probably write out his Christmas wish list here. I think for myself, it'll be kind of some of my favorite things right now. It can just be anything that's on their mind. So that's going to be nice to have those in their handwriting, and one for each of us. So I've got the 4 tags made. And then I found this mat card inside the seasonal siding. So I thought this would be a perfect little pocket. And what I'm going to do, instead of using a peekaboo pocket, because once I get these inside, I won't be able to flip up the pocket. So I did try, and I kind of was debating if I should, try to modify a peekaboo pocket or anything like that. But I decided I was going to make a pocket by attaching the mat card to the mat. And I'm going to line up the top edges like that and just have a little bit showing. Again, let's get some of that photo tape out so that it becomes a nice, secure, all the way around sort of pocket. You can trim off the extras afterwards. And if any of you were wondering about the photo tape and having the little dispenser, it does come out of the dispenser very easily. This is what it is sold as. And you can see that there is like a little sort of serrated blade there, so you can rip it off. I just am in the habit of sort of measuring out with my fingers how much I need and then coming back with my scissors to trim that off. So, but the photo tape is great for things like this. And let me make sure that it's attached there. Of course, now I'm all thumbs trying to get it off while I'm on camera. Hang on, I might need to just burnish this just a little bit because it's going onto a mat card instead of, there we go. Oh, I'm all thumbs at this right now, you guys. It's not coming off properly for me. There we go. Let's get this. This is why I don't usually adhere things on live, because there's always the little glitch, right? Come on. There we go. Okay, there's two. Come on, we're on to the third one now here. The third side. There we go. Okay, so now I've got adhesive on 3 sides. I'm just going to line that up. Try to get it as even to the top as I can, even to the sides. There we go. Okay, so I haven't obviously had my family do this yet, but you can see that this is going to go in here. And I could even add some nice little, baker's twine, little pieces of ribbon, that kind of thing. Now, when I put this inside the page protector, of course, I'm not going to be able to get those right, very easily. But I could create a little slit at the top and pull the ribbons through, which is I think is what I'm going to do. And I'll share that with you next week. I also thought that I would do a little bit of a title with some letter embellishments, and just say what we're wishing for and the year. So that's basically going to be that spread in my album. And I think I've pulled out all of these. So this would be number 4. This would be number 5. But I think I'm going to use these little tabs instead. So let's get these back into the album. And then we just have one more spread to go today. And then I'm all caught up, which I love. So really, this whole idea is super, super fast. Oh, I can't put this one inside yet because I have to finish off this spread. All right. So let's do that before we attach the last few tabs. Okay. All right. So on this last spread that I'm going to work on for today, I mentioned that my family and I were at an event, and it was what's called a wassail or a wassail, however you want to pronounce it. And it's based on the Old English custom of, getting together, toasting. The drink is like a glühwein or a spiced cider. So wassail could mean It can refer to the celebration. It could refer to the event. It could refer to the drink or the beverage. And it can also refer to the idea when you go wassailing, you go to spread cheer to others. So it was a really nice sort of social event. And I got some pictures of the boys. We actually did get our picture taken with Santa. So I hope to have those pictures back to include soon as well. So I printed those photos, and this is all from the same event. So this would actually be the 6th and 7th layouts in the book. But again, I think I'm going to use some other, other little embellishments and things. So I just pulled out some of the holly, and I'm just going to kind of nestle that around this photo down here at the bottom. And then I have 2 more embellishments that say holiday traditions. And I'm just going to pop those up top here. Just kind of, again, overlapping. No foam squares for this one. I've got 'Tis the Season. So that would actually be nice with some foam squares. So I think I will pop that one up. And then I had one more holly. It's probably, there it is. So I'm just going to add that one more little holly, and I think I'll add it down in this area. Now, I could add some of my little lined journaling paper. Let me grab that. I always keep, as I'm doing little things like testing out, how it would look as a tag. So I could, take that and just pop that in there for my journal box. I could take one that's, do I have any that are a little wider? I don't. Oh, I do. So I could, take a little piece here and maybe one across here, and I can add my journaling there. Or I could simply just journal down below. So any of those are going to be good options. But see how fast that was? Really nothing, too crazy. And it's all because we had the base pages already done. So now I can go ahead and put this page back in my page protector, as well as this one. Oops, I think I missed one. Nope, I guess I'm okay. I feel like I missed one page here somewhere. I might have to go back and see if I skipped something. But that's going to be the spread there. Okay, so now that I have these ones on here, I can go ahead and add my number 3. Okay, I'm just going to pop that. See, there it is. That's what I did. I put this one in. I skipped a page. Okay. That's why I couldn't get them all together. There we are. And then this one's going in here. Good. There we go. I'm glad I sorted that out. Okay, so this is number 3. I'm just going to tuck it down just a little bit lower, just so that it almost kind of is like tabs in a notebook. Okay, so that's going to be number 3. And then on the back side here, as I said, I think I'm going to do the little heart. How are we doing here? Yeah, we're coming up to 50 minutes together. So as I mentioned, a little bit longer, but really, it's not too bad that we were able to get, 7 pages in our fun little album. I might go back up top here for this one. 7 pages in our fun little album done with less than an hour. Okay, there we go. Okay, and so I didn't use the 4 and 5 that I already had cut out, but I did use everything else that I had sort of set aside. So just a quick recap. We finished off decorating that little pocket and the folder that goes in the front. We added a page we added a photo to the first day, to the first page, but then we also made that into a title page for the entire album. We added some of our little date circles to the pages themselves on the outside of the page protectors so that they become little tabs. And then I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more pages done. I do have to journal, but that's kind of a fun thing. I can take this little album with me, sit downstairs in the family room while we're watching some holiday movies, that kind of thing, or sit with a cup of coffee and just very easily go through and do my journaling. So next week, I'll show you my finished pages with the journaling, and then we'll go on and we'll do some more of these pages, and we'll see how far we get. All right, so let me switch you back over here. So 10 minutes to the hour here. So yeah, that was 50 minutes, and I probably talked, about 5 minutes or so. So 7 pages in about 45 minutes because we had all of the work done prior to starting. And I think that's a real key for something like this, a little project where you want to stay engaged with what's happening each day in December, or all of the different fun events, the concerts, the outdoor events, the baking, the family gatherings, the sing-alongs, the caroling, all of those fun things. You want to enjoy those, but you also want to document them while they're fresh in your mind. So something like this is just so much fun because we can do it really, really quickly. Okay? All right. So just a couple of questions that I see there. Somebody's asking about the base pages. So when you use the side loading pages, you get a piece of cardstock inside the page protector itself. So that's all I'm using as my base pages. If you were doing this on regular pages, I would just scrapbook directly onto the white or black or natural pages and add my decorative pattern paper on top. And then, you'd be scrapbooking onto each side, for example. So I don't have any extra page or extra inserts. And I just used both sides. I didn't, wallpaper or add additional pages. And that's why we were able to complete the entire album, the pretty parts of the entire album, with just one package of 12 by 12 paper. So it was really economical. I also saw a couple of questions about links. I will try to go back in here after we finish up and make sure all of the links are updated. So I'll provide the link to the Fast to Fab handout. I'll provide the link to the Facebook, the YouTube Fast and Fun project where we actually made the album together. And I'll provide the link to the December Days circles. Okay, so I'll make sure all 3 of those links are in the Facebook description and the YouTube description. Okay. Yeah, and then what's the name of the site to download the little calendar? I literally just went onto Canva, which is a free online design program. But you could probably Google, December 2022 calendars. Pick one that you like, just, copy and paste it as an image and then print it out as a 4x6 size so it'll fit on your little folder. Okay. All right. So I'll double check if there's any other questions that I missed, but I think that wraps it up for today. Don't forget that, next week we're going to be using the same supplies. So, same things that we were using today, your basic tools, your album with the completed pages, the December dates circles, any of the coordinating papers, cardstock, and embellishments that you want to add in. We're going to do some more fun things with Peekaboo Pockets. We are going to use the custom cutting system as well, specifically the circle patterns. And I'm going to give you a kind of a fun little interactive project. And we're going to continue to think about decorating outside of the page protector, outside of the little Peekaboo Pockets, because that's really fun. And again, it gets people interacting with your albums, which is one of the big points of this type of album. Okay, so I will make sure to go back and see if there's any little questions or concerns try to answer your comments, and yeah, enjoy the week ahead. Enjoy taking your photos. If you're a little bit stumped as to what you might want to take pictures of, again, a quick Google or a quick Pinterest search of, December photo prompts, December scrapbook ideas, December days. All of those kinds of searches will give you tons and tons of ideas if you're a little bit stumped for this project, especially if it's the first time that you're doing something like this. Okay, so I can't wait to see you next week. Maybe hear a little bit about what you've been doing. If you are creating one of these albums, we'd love you to post some of the photos of your pages as you're working on them. And I guess I should maybe see if we need to use a hashtag or something like that. I will definitely post that in the comments if we do decide to use a hashtag. But otherwise, again, just post so that you can share your ideas and that we all have new ideas for working in these fun little 8x8 holiday albums. Okay? All right, everybody. Have a wonderful week. We'll see you next week, Wednesday, December 14th, 5 p.m. Central Time. All right? Enjoy. Bye for now.